Most certainly this particular year, 2020, it's going to be your year, my gorgeous, my ever so precious Capricornius. And this most certainly is about to become evident on the actual 27th of January 2020. On the 27th of January 2020, you are about to come across a rather challenging situation. This challenging situation is going to confuse you in a certain way, because it is also going to be attached or connected to the opportunity that is just going to start shining rather brightly. So the new stage is at the same time going to become a relevant option. I say relevant because a lot is going to be weighed in on that new option, and also subconsciously this new option is just going to give you a power, a bit of a power, especially when it comes to the self-esteem, especially when it comes to your confidence, and especially when it comes to that vavoomish moment in time, which is really important when it comes to the start of something and when it comes to the certain motivation. This will be really good. The bottom line is that on the 27th of January 2020, my gorgeous Capricornius, you're going to come across the challenging situation, and this is going to be rather wonderful and quite important to mention that you will be very strong when it comes to your personal power. And what does that mean, that you're going to be very strong? That it doesn't matter how you're going to feel. It doesn't matter how is this going to reflect on you. It doesn't matter if you feel bad, negative, or if you feel scared, if you lack self-esteem. It absolutely doesn't matter, because the moment in time is going to be quite significant when it comes to your own personal power, when it comes to your own personal vibration. So therefore, whatever you do, whatever situation you come across with, and it's to do with being rather challenging, it doesn't matter, because you are gonna do quite well. Also, I was going to say the 27th of January, it's going to be so important when it comes to that particular revelation that you're also going to have, and it is going to be a little bit of a missing information that is going to come through. That missing information, I call it missing information because it's also like a little puzzle that it's also, once it gets in touch with you, with your own spirituality, once it returns, it's just going to rejuvenate you, and it's going to be wonderful. At the same time, you will be going through a certain rebirth, and it's a big moment in time. It's all boiling to this particular moment, my gorgeous Capricornius. It's not only about challenging situation. It is not only about, oh my God, new stage. No, baby, no. It's a lot to do with the fact that your life is about to start changing after this moment in time, but it's connected to the longer period. It's connected to the longer stage. It's connected to the wish, to something that you were working towards, something that you were dreaming about, something that you wanted to achieve, okay? And you just knew it, at the same time that this particular process takes a while. So it's all about getting hold of this particular vision when it comes to our future planning, and just storing it at the back of our mind, at the back of our subconscious mind, and just keep going, because we know where are we going to reach, and what stage we are going to get, what stage we are about to reach. It's so important, because the certain stage that you always wanted to happen, that you always wanted to reach, that you always wanted to dream about, that you always wanted to happen, that you always wanted to manifest, is going to take place after this day, on this day, and after this day. It's all boiling down to the certain challenge and the wish that is going to come through, and that in itself is going to bring a very important and rather significant synchronicity. And synchronicity, on another hand, is also going to be important because it's just automatically going to kind of give you an idea when it comes to oh God, a certain progress of your life, but it's the idea that is going to be connected to this particular situation, and you're going to make a really important decision, and that decision is going to be everything, and that decision is going to be so significant and so important, and it's going to be relevant when it comes to your whole year. It's a lot to do with what you wanted, it's a lot to do with a big wish, it's a lot to do with a big dream, and it's a lot to do with a rather mind-blowing and very significant and very important opportunity that you are going to have at the same time. Absolutely important, very relevant and most certainly rather significant starting point when it comes to you, my gorgeous Capricornians, and when it comes to January, and when it comes to this year in general, because this is going to change your whole year. This is going to reflect on your whole year. Absolutely significant and very important moment in time indeed. So the 27th of January, it's going to do for you just that, my gorgeous Capricornians, okay? My name is Sasha Bonasin and I'm a psychic medium, and this is your monthly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's for you, my gorgeous Capricornians, and it's for January 2020. So it's for you, my beautiful did you get that? So it's for you, my beautiful Capricornians, and it's for January 2020. Now, when it comes to the actual number, that is your number in numerology, you know, numerology, it's number 78, my Capricornians. We are getting higher, we are getting higher, and we are getting higher, which means that on one hand, there are two things that are going to be so relevant this month. Your spirituality, you are about to rediscover yourself beautifully, nicely, through your own radiance. On another hand, it also means that financially and monetarily, you know, financially, this is also going to be an important stage, because security and power is going to change. It's going to be good, it's going to be great, it's going to be brilliant, because that in itself, it's also going to provide you with a realization, with an option that you wouldn't normally have. Something is going to be very strong that was rather weak, and this comes from the certain confidence and perhaps self-esteem that was affected at some point, and maybe you were bringing yourself down in the past 24 months because of the project or because of the very slow stage of your life and not enough quickness, fastness, okay? But most certainly, this is going to be a perfect combination in between spirituality and your financial security, and there is an important turning point that you are going to have. 78 is also a very significant number, because now you will be provided with an opportunity that you wouldn't normally have, and this is all down to you, and this is all down to you sticking to your points, you know, this is all down to you like doing what you wanted to do, and just you know, making sure that you're as mature, as smart, as clever as possible. Do you know, your smartness and your cleverness and your intelligence, it's about to be rewarded. You know, this is going to be a really big reward that is going to happen to you this month. Number 78 also means that this is an important process and progress that you are going to start this month. That is this is also going to go into a February 2020 as well. So equally, January, February are going to be rather important and very vavavoommish when it comes to like a very important stage of your life. It's going to start manifesting for you, but it's a lot to do about your own creativity, new promise, a new project that is just going to start shining rather brightly all around you. It is really good because it also means that you're reaching an important stage when it comes to your own accomplishment, and this in itself, it's just going to mean to you so much, and that is the important moment in time, because it's going to mean so much to you. It's about you, it's about your spiritual journey, it's about what you have achieved, it's about what you have done. It is a really wonderful reflection that you're going to have, but also there is going to be like an option that is just going to become very important to you, and an option that you were thinking about before. It's related to the certain changes, and it's related to the certain adjustments, but you were just waiting, you know, for the certain security. Now the certain security is coming through, and that in itself, it's going to confuse you a little bit, and it's most certainly going to bring you a bit of a hermit moment. The hermit moment, it's a very important moment in time. You see this beautiful hermit moment. I love vintage tarot card, anything old, anything vintage, I absolutely love. Look at this, this is the Hermit card, and this is absolutely gorgeous, and this is important because it's also showing that what is actually going to happen to you. You will be like a little bit like a confused situation, part of the confusing situation, but this is only because you will have a promise that you didn't have before, and that is just going to become at the same time your wake-up call, but also on another hand, very strong vibration when it comes to, oh my God, what I'm going to do, It is going to require from you, my gorgeous Capricornians, to make a certain decision indeed. And the bottom line is that you are going to have a bit of a hermit moment, but the hermit moment is very important, and the hermit moment is going to be quite significant for you, because when we go through the hermit moment, I said this before and I will have to repeat, I'm afraid, but it's like all about going to all sorts of different dimensions. Our spirit guides are that much closer. We are part of all sorts of dimensions that we are not part of. Our subconscious mind mind stretch that much further, but at the same time we are very much so psychic, like a lot more than we normally are, and we are very spiritually open at the same time, so we are bound to get certain messages, informations that are very important when it comes to our spiritual journey, but that we wouldn't normally get. So this is why the Hermit moment is very important, because it's going to require from you to withdraw yourself just for a day or two or whatever. It could be only a few hours, it doesn't really matter, but that moment is also going to be very strong, because it's going to help you with your own grounding and with meditation. Through your own grounding and meditation, you will reach a really high levels of consciousness and subconsciousness, and this is going to reveal a very important realization about the particular promise that I said to you before. This is going to enhance your power immediately, but most importantly, you are going to make a decision. You're going to make a very important decision, and that decision is also going to be quite significant when it comes to your own personal awakening. That decision is at the same time going to be the part of your personal awakening, because through this Hermit moment you will be able to stretch your mind that much further, and you will receive a wise information realization. But with yourself, within yourself, it's going to be the time to confirm this particular option, and this is going to be so good, because it's all about the actual new direction, new dimension, self-illumination that you are going to have. Very, very sacred. Through the very sacred moment you will have this, and that is going to lead to the beginning of a really wonderful and powerful and quite significant direction. But it's a lot to do with like excitement, enthusiasm, new initiative. Brand new initiative is going to knock on the door indeed, and this is a lot to do with a new option connected to unlimited possibilities. Every single unlimited possibilities is just going to make you feel really good, really brilliant, and it's going to create this powerful healthy obsession. I say healthy obsession because it's good, and it's going to return at the same time the balance into your life that you didn't have, and it's going to be quite good because it's at the same time it's going to re-energize you indeed. Okay, and it's very important to say that it's also quite significant to mention to pay attention to details. It will be very significant that throughout this month it will be very important to pay attention to details, and also if you feel distracted, just make sure whatever you do, whatever you start, whatever you make, to stay committed to the task at hand. Very important indeed. When it comes to your health, my gorgeous Capricornius, I just have to say that it's going to be like a little bit of digestion, a little bit of sensitive digestion. Again, I have seen this before. This is nothing unusual. Just make sure that you're avoiding sugar, and if you need to have a sweetener, maybe have a natural, something like a stevia. Stevia is quite, I was going to say friendly. Yeah, I suppose friendly, but stevia is it's a natural sugar, but it's quite safe to actually take. And also maybe organic honey. If you haven't got a problem with honey, maybe you can have organic honey, but just avoid sugar or sweeteners at all. Very important, because your tummy is going to be quite sensitive. This in combination with the organic aloe vera juice, my gorgeous Capricornius, organic aloe vera juice will be quite important. And also on another hand, a nice dose of B vitamins, natural B vitamins, or a food which is going to be rich in B vitamins is highly recommended. I will tell you why. Or supplements, but the supplements that you take needs to be without any horrible ingredients, without anti-caking agents, and without horrible soya that they put in. Just avoid soya as much as you can. Avoid soya as much as you can. Every time you see soya on the products in general, just avoid it because it's bad. Okay, so what else I was going to say? Yes, B vitamins are going to be very important because it's going to be good for a couple of things. A little bit of stress that you will go through. Baby stress, baby stress, baby stress, baby stress, baby stress, baby stress. So it's just a little stress. So B vitamins are going to help you like with your digestive system, because it's very good and very important for your digestion, but also on another hand it's going to help you with your stress levels. It's absolutely fantastic, and it's very perfect when it comes to stress. On another hand, I just want you to say to take like an organic acerola cherry powder. Organic acerola cherry powder. It's another thing I was going to say to you. I know I recommended this millions of times, but it's a natural form of vitamin C. Organic natural powder, right? rather than synthetic vitamin C from the health shops. Health shops are naughty because they sell vitamin C, and they do this. These people sometimes they don't care. They just sell, really so disappointing in so many different ways, because they sell like ascorbic acid, and they say this is a natural vitamin C, but it's not. It's not. Okay, so basically this is a natural organic acerola cherry powder. Is a natural form of vitamin C, and I would highly suggest you to take this every single morning throughout this month. It's going to help you with the cold and flu symptoms, and it's going to replenish your vitamin C. Take 1 little glass of water, 1 teaspoon, mix it up and drink it every single morning. Very, very important indeed. If you're on any other medications, if you're pregnant or if you're breastfeeding, then you need to check with your doctor, or you need to check with your GP, because only your doctor or GP can tell you and let you know whether this can interact with your existing medications or not. Okay, so now my gorgeous Capricornians, basically the first date that is going to be quite important for you, it's actually going to be the 2nd of January. The 2nd of January is going to be like, ooh la la, you're going to come across the situation where you're going to talk to somebody who you really like, or you're going to be around someone who you really like, but there is going to be for you some kind of secret to find out, secret to realize, secret to kind of get close to. It's important I say get close to, because then at the same time by getting closer to, I mean by realizing it. And once you realize this is going to be hidden, and it's going to require from you to do a little bit of a digging, to realize this by thinking. And once you do this, there is going to be some kind of option available for you, but you need to be really quick here, and you need to use your instinct and the power of your mind. It's so important, because it's going to help you to move away from some kind of a loneliness through some kind of like excitement. So this is very important indeed. On another hand, the 2nd of January, it's also going to, ooh la la, make you realize that there's a good news that you are going to have about your own personal advancement, and that's brilliant, because that is going to be connected to the expectations that you had. But then on another hand, it's just going to take you on an advanced level. Important, because it's a lot to do with the promotion and some kind of like a recognition of the certain ability about yourself. Now this is going to be the one. This is going to be important one indeed, and it's also going to be the return of confidence here. That is going to be quite good. On another hand, material gain, fantastic, because you're going to be aware about some kind of material gain, and that is also going to be something that you waited for, because this is going to create a new starting point. My gorgeous Capricornians, watch this space, watch this space, watch this space. I highly suggest you to get something like a tiger's eye a pendant. Look at this gorgeousness. This is the new lines, okay, and this is the sterling silver setting and the sterling silver chain as well, and the link to buy this is in the description below, in my description. And by buying things from my channel, you are also supporting my channel as well. But I think it's very important to wear tiger's eye crystal throughout January and February, because on one hand it's going to prevent you, it's going to protect you from from an evil eye and from the negativity of as such. But also on another hand, it's very important when we are making certain decisions, when we are going through this particular vibration of working, career, finances, it's very good to helps us to stay on the ground, to stay relevant with the situation, but also to attract finances and career. And also it helps us quite a lot to make important decisions, this is a really something that I highly recommend you to wear. So it's a tiger's eye little pendant. Another day, a date I was going to say it's going to be the 12th of January. Now, the 12th of January, look at this, Capricornians. It's not a surprise. This is the second stage, second level of this success that you are going to have. But this is just going on the second level now. You're going to find yourself in such a beautiful and advanced level. And it's going to really help to those of you that have been suffering from like a long ailments that you didn't see any improvements. You're going to see improvements here now. But on another hand, it's all about the good health, and it's all about the certain victory that you're actually going to have. It's so good because it's all about the stability that it's going to come through, and it's connected to that particular wish that I was talking about at the beginning. Also, this is going to be so many elements connected to the wish that I said at the beginning of this reading. Wonderful. And that in itself is going to be like ooh la la, quite vavavumish moment, because it's going to make you feel rather creative indeed. And this creativity, it's also gonna make make you very spontaneous, and that spontaneous energy is just gonna also kind of give you a certain focus when it comes to the certain harmony and a certain like a relationships. Important relationships in your life are also going to play an important role, because there is going to be the confirmation through them that you are going to realize in your own way indeed. On another hand, you know what, the 12th of January, it's also going to reveal an absolutely mind-blowing invitation. This is going to come in the form of an opportunity, and that is so good, because it's just about some kind of attraction, and it's a lot to do with a request, you know, challenging, a bit of a challenging situation, but it doesn't really matter, because you're going to do absolutely great. This is absolutely brilliant, because it's just all about your second stage, and it's about to do, you know, it's about what you wanted to do in a quite while, you see. Okay. The third important date, my gorgeous Capricornius, it's actually going to be on the 30th of January. 30 January, the 30th of January. Do you know why? And this is also going to be an important point. Very important stage is the 30th of January. Do you know what? Do you know why? Because it's all about material trouble that you had, the problems that you had, the loss and the sadness, negativity, very negative stage of your life that was actually boiling down to this particular point. But in particular for the last 15 months, for the last 15 months, this is a combination of uncertainty, maybe a little bit of fear that your Capricornius had, and that connected to the actual uncertainty when it comes to emotions and emotional confusion. It all boils down to an emotional confusion. So now I say this is a good moment in time, because you are about to go through something absolutely mind-blowing when it comes to this particular situation, and it's all about you realizing that it's about a certain swift activity that you're actually going to have. Certain activity that you're actually going to have is just going to be so good and so important. Swift activity and sudden progress, you see, and it's just going to be connected to this sad or negative stage of your life. I'm not saying that you were like a miserable or something like that completely in the last 15 months, no, but it's just if I can pick certain points that affected you, or that have been actually affected you since then without you even realizing. It's all about emotions, emotional confusion, and you just had to go through some kind of spiritual journey through certain problems and uncertainties in order to get to this particular point. This particular point is just going to be the second stage, the next stage of the swift activity, sudden progress of movement. Absolutely fantastic. And also you're going to make an important decision. You will be able to make an important decision, and it's all about your own advancement, and the certain message is going to come through at the same time, and that is all going to be part of this picture, which is going to confirm something very important to you. On another hand, number 7 is going to be a lucky number this day. So write number 7 on a piece of paper, have it in your pocket, just try to attach yourself to this particular energy. Also, the 30th of January is going to reveal a great success and gain, because the certain obstacle is going to be sorted. It's brilliant, because it's just going to be so important, because you're going to realize, oh my god, this is brilliant, it wasn't as bad, but it's all leading towards your own victory and very important negotiation. Capricornius, this is going to bring you very important negotiation indeed. And what else I was going to say, if you do need to have some kind of negotiations, just go for it. Go on this, but have it on this particular day, because it's going to help you, and you're going to get that much more. You're going to receive, and you're going to be able to get that much more indeed. Okay. Now, the very first part of January 2020, my gorgeous Capricornius, it's the first week of January. It's going to bring you the new beginning. Very, very good, very important, and it's going to rejuvenate you when it comes to your confidence. And that is also going to make you realize, you know what, you will do something that is just like kind of like, oh God, I'm not too sure, but something just came to an end, and this end is important for you to realize, because you're just dragging it down. It's a certain stage of your journey. It's not making you happy anymore. So this is the time when you will identify it, but at the same time, this identification, it's also going to rejuvenate you, and it's going to become your wake-up call. It's going to make you realize that you need to deal with a certain burden, and you will get a support from your family, from the people around you. You're going to feel the greatest honor, because you're going to do really great. And on another hand, this is going to lead towards you having an overwhelming emotion. It's just so important, and at the time of when we deal with things that we don't want to deal with, it, that are making us feel like a little bit uncertain, that can affect our energy a little bit in such a sense when we can become a little bit more vulnerable to the energies around us. And we just need a little bit of grounding protection. Some kind of dark crystals of black stones are absolutely fantastic. Black obsidian is something I highly suggest as well to wear, because this is going to help you with your emotional protection, with the grounding, and it's also going to help you like to protect yourself and protect your energy against any entities that could actually harm you throughout January and throughout February. This comes with a sterling silver setting and a sterling silver chain, and the link to buy this is in the description below. And by buying things from my channel, you're also supporting my channel as well. Okay, and also an overwhelming emotion, very happy news. You're going to be very happy because something to do with your possession you will be able to take on the next level. Good news when it comes to some kind of possession that you have, and you will be able to take it on the next level because the certain problem that was stopping you, it's coming to an end. And that is going to be an important moment in time because it's connected to the powerless situation, but it's also connected to the liberation that you're going to have after it. This will lead to an important moment when it comes to completion. And certain traveling, it's also going to take place, and something very sacred is going to happen with this at the same time, and you're going to make a quite important decision. That decision that you're going to make, it's going to be connected to the next stage of your journey, but it's a lot to do with the strength, compassion, and having the control over the situation that you didn't have in a really, really long time indeed. And this is nothing unusual. The second part of January, it's going to bring you also like a quite significant situation indeed, because through your own balance there is a very, very good option gonna come through, and that is all going to be like very, very victorious moment in time. It's so good, it's so good, it's so good, but you are at the same time going to be tested in a little way, and you will be tested because it's going to require from you to dig a little bit deeper. Again, you say it's going to be required from you to tap into this energy through the actual challenging situation. You will know that you will need to do and go for it, because it's just going to be connected to your own practicality and security. And you know what, just be yourself. There is no other version like yourself. Just remember that through you being yourself, you will actually realize the certain skill, and this skill is going to be very important because it shall set you free, because it's something very important that is going to be highlighted about you that you should be doing on this journey, on this planet, on this earth indeed. And this is going to lead to such a great success when it comes to you not feeling free, you not feeling happy, you not feeling yourselves, and you feeling maybe sad or feeling a little bit down because of this invisible karmic chains that you had around you. They will be relieved now indeed, and that in itself is going to release you from an enslaved situation, but that it means that for a while you were doing maybe things that you felt already uncomfortable with, and you wanted to change them, you wanted to do it differently, and you realize there's a passion somewhere else. So this is why this is so important, because on one hand you will realize you're so strong, you're very powerful. This is going to sharpen up your confidence, but on another hand, by the time we get to the third part of January, you're actually going to have an amazing realization. Something is going to be someone is going to tell you something of an authority, somebody who you really think of very highly in your life, very, very highly indeed. It's someone who you look up to very highly. It's going to confirm something to you, and that is going to inspire you when you need it the most indeed. The third part of January is just going to be so good because it's just going to give you food for thoughts, and you're going to have like a really nice feeling, a nice energy, and something very important that you're actually going to have something to look forward to, something very, very important. But it's a lot to do with the beginning of an important adventure, but it's a lot to do with the enthusiasm that it's coming through the actual new option, new energy, new dimension. It's so good. And also on another hand, that is going to have an enlightening moment in time, because it's going to be very good for your spirituality and for your feeling, for you feeling in general, very, very good indeed. And it's leading also towards a very, very important daring situation. This daring situation is just going to be enhanced through your own determination. And that in itself is so important, and it's going to lead towards a very, very significant moment when it comes to the certain request and the certain proposition that you wouldn't normally have. And this, even if you think about it right now, you wouldn't be able to tell, or you wouldn't be able to actually realize what this is, because at the end of January, the bottom line is the end of January, it's actually going to bring you very, very important moment in time when it comes to your creativity, and the beginning of something absolutely mind-blowing, because it's all about a meaningful experience that is just going to seem like an adventure. And that is so good because it's also part of your own rebirth. So therefore it's going to provide you with an important vision through your own wake-up call. And that, my gorgeous Capricornians, it's going to change everything. Very good indeed. On another hand, what else I was going to say, the end of January, it's going to bring you justice, justice, justice. It's fantastic, it's brilliant, it's connected to a certain legal issue, or certain long process that you waited for other people to decide for you. However, it's going to be great, it's going to be great. So like, I have no idea what accent this is meant to be, but it's going to be great, but also... On another hand, it's actually going to be like, it's going to bring a balance, proper balance, which is also going to be an important moment in time, because at the same time, you're going to get a certain advice, and it's going to be brilliant, and it's also going to help you all when it comes to the actual beginning of something very, 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 very special indeed. I like this month, and a lot is going to change, my gorgeous Capricornians, but it's going to be quite brilliant. Okay, so now I'm just going to shuffle this card, and I'm going to connect to those of you that are actually in relationship. You know, this is such a good month for those of you in relationship. I don't even know what to say. Here we go, another justice here, absolutely remarkable. When it comes to your own relationship, this is such an important moment in time, because for once you are going to get like a really wonderful start, wonderful beginning of something is going to take place. I say something, but it's a lot to do with the stage of your life that you both wanted to do, that you both wanted to change, that you both wanted to start, but you just waited for the certain progress. Certain progress is coming through, it's coming forward, and that is going to allow you both to have a rather wonderful, swift change. A lot to look forward to after this month, because this is going to reflect on you both in such a beautiful way. But the bottom line is that you will be able to do something you want to do for an absolute ages. And on another hand, you see you're both going to really, really benefit from the certain justice, and that justice is going to come through. You're both going to benefit from it, and it's going to bring you a proper balance and the certain advice that you're both going to benefit from. And most certainly it's going to be a rather warmish moment in time, because it's going to give you food for thoughts. Okay. Now I'm going to shuffle these cards, and I'm going to connect to those of you Capricornians that are single and ready to mingle. I mean, come on. You will be like very radiant. There is a lot going to be happening. You're going to be meeting lots of people this month, my gorgeous Capricornians. But whether you're going to meet the love of your life, I don't think so. You need to be very careful, in fact, because there's one more little baby lesson. Baby lesson. Baby lesson. Baby lesson. Baby lesson. Baby lesson. Baby lesson, baby lesson. Sorry, it's another little baby lesson that you're gonna need to learn through here, because you will come across like you're gonna be very vibrant, you're gonna be very sexy, you're gonna be very radiant, and you will be able to flirt a lot, and you're gonna be flirting a lot, and people will be flirting a lot with you. But there is this wrong person that is somehow going to manifest around you, but it's just going to be somebody very naughty, somebody who's using people, and somebody who's not really good, somebody with very low energy and vibration. But again, they're just so these people can be so confusing. It depends if they're beautiful on the outside and they're like all weird and not really nice, quite ugly on the inside. This can still create a certain confusion, but it doesn't take long until you realize what is actually behind them. So I'm sorry but you are going to come across this particular person who is just not going to be good, and for the second you're going to think, oh, they could be great for me, but no, baby, no. The moment when you realize that they're not, it's going to be something, it's going to happen, and something something is going to take place when it comes to your own personal spiritual growth, and this is the moment that it's going to be so good because it's going to reflect on your own power. And after that moment, it's not going to be long until you meet someone really important. But for some reason, you do need to go through this, and you do need to realize, who is this? Somebody who's not good, somebody who's using people, somebody who's very naughty indeed. But you will have a certain lesson through this realization. You're meant to come across this person for some reason. All I can say is just keep certain things that are important to yourself, but you will know this anyway, because you will be able to sense this imbalance in a real way. But after that moment in time, it's not going to be long until the new person, the proper person, walks into your life. Okay, my gorgeous Capricornians, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Okay, I wish you a happy new year. 2020 is just, this year it's going to be absolutely crazy, especially when it comes to you, my gorgeous Capricornians. Okay, and Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Okay, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of healing, love and light to every single one of you. Okay, my gorgeous Capricornians, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, Psychic Medium. Love you. Bye.